Well, we can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
19 News, always streaming on YouTube.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a heated exchange between Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's visit during his visit to the White House. Plus, reactions to a proposal that would require more proof of citizenship in order to vote. And school principals from around the Upper Peninsula meet for a summit. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Some wet and colder temperatures are starting to come in here for Marquette. Watch for those quickly dropping temperatures and icy conditions on the roads as the temperatures plummeted below freezing here. And we'll drop into the low teens and even near 10 degrees by daybreak. Still very gusty winds. The snows will tend to diminish after midnight. And across the UP, temperatures will be plummeting as well. So watch for those icy roads and some additional snow showers. More details on the rest of the weekend forecast later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was asked to leave the White House following a tense meeting with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance today. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us live from the White House. Rachel, good evening to you. What all happened today?
Good evening, Kevin. So the pair were supposed to sign a minerals agreement, but during that Oval Office meeting, things took a turn. Take a listen.
He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
Of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
Playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards. You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Kevin, a White House official told me that Zelensky was asked to leave the White House following that Oval Office meeting. The two are saying different things on social media. President Trump saying that Zelensky disrespected the American people today in the Oval Office and that if he wants peace, that he will be welcomed back to the White House. Zelensky is saying online that he is thankful for the support from the president, from Congress, and the American people. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Michigan's Secretary of State is speaking out against the Federal SAVE Act. The bills in Congress would change voter registration requirements. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from the Secretary on why she believes the bills would prevent thousands of Michiganders from voting.
The Federal Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act was brought to the House back in January. Though it hasn't seen any recent movement, it's been a hot topic across the country since it was introduced.
The president's allies in Congress have a plan in motion to block millions of American citizens from casting their ballot in future elections.
The bill would limit the documents you can use to register to vote to a U.S. passport or birth certificate. The goal is to ensure proof of citizenship, but some Michigan lawmakers worry the bill acts too broadly.
It is dangerous to our democracy, and it is a contrived distraction from real issues facing Michiganders.
Michigan's Secretary of State says cases of non-citizen voting are so rare. Policies like this would only prevent eligible voters from registering.
We are deeply committed to ensuring that every valid vote and only valid votes count in every election, and we've been successful.
Benson says with Michigan's track record, the changes just aren't necessary. According to MIT's Election Data and Science Lab, Michigan is number 2 in the nation for secure election administration.
The SAVE Act would put all of that in jeopardy. That bill is not about election security. It is a trick because it is already illegal for non-citizens to vote.
Benson says the one incident of a non-citizen voting in the 2024 election is the first she's dealt with in her 6 years in office. She's working with lawmakers on a Michigan Election Security Act to come up with a more fine-tuned solution than the SAVE Act to prevent any future attempts. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
This morning, school principals from across the Upper Peninsula gathered in Marquette. Marquette Algeriso welcomed more than 80 lead school administrators from the UP for the UP Principal Summit. Attendees had an opportunity to network and learn about the leadership practices, new advances in technology, and updates in legislation.
An event like this is where you get to meet and learn specifically from people that are in your field doing your job. Sometimes we think that we're very different, or no one understands, me or my school. But then when you start talking to people that are maybe 5 miles away or maybe 250 miles away, you realize how much you have in common and how much you can learn from each other.
This was the first UP Principal Summit, and it received a high turnout. The event even had to cap its attendance limit, which organizers say is a good problem to have. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, today is recognized as Rare Disease Day. We'll hear about new ways people are getting diagnosed. And later, the Upper Goddess explains her way of making a great meatloaf. We'll be right back.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Get an 11% rebate on your painting project at Menards. Give your room a grand finish with Pittsburgh Grand Distinction Interior Paint. It's a premium paint and primer that offers excellent hide and coverage with a tough, resilient finish. A gallon starts at $31.99 after rebate. Give your walls the best finish with Paramount Interior Paint. It provides the most advanced protection, true one-coat coverage, and excellent scrubbability. Get a gallon starting at $39.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
What happens when the world's best journalists come together?
This was an entire building. It will take years to rebuild.
We're from CBS News, American television.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk's Big Winter Sale. Right now, you'll save on sectionals up to 25 to 35% off. Multi-piece sectionals make it easy to fit into any room, from apartment to apartment, and to that hard-to-get-to room in your home, because you're using smaller pieces. Multi-piece sectionals come in reclining and stationary, different shapes and sizes, and a large selection of fabric and leather to choose from. Multi-piece sectionals like this, you can make as big as you want or as small as you want. Pieces start at just $238. Shop Shunk's Big Winter Sale today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
We still have some advisories and alerts here for the evening hours across the Upper Peninsula. Winter storm warning remaining in effect, basically east of Marquette, out toward Sault Ste. Marie and the Drummond area, while winter weather advisory continues for Marquette. That's actually the purple. Marquette still under a wind advisory as well, with these gusty winds that could hit 45 mile an hour plus at times. But the general trend, just get through midnight and then things should improve. So the headlines are definitely a cold weekend in store here. And after today, we still get some light snow, but take heart, temperatures will be going up as we head on into next week. But the winds sharp out of the north and northwest. Temperatures by now have probably already fallen below freezing. As I mentioned earlier in the show, any standing water will freeze up during the evening hours in untreated roads, so it could be very slippery on the roads this evening with that temperature drop, not to mention some strong gusty winds that will taper off to about 10 to 20 by daybreak on Saturday, and then down to about 10 miles an hour toward the end of the day. So we're hopeful that we will see less wind, but still definitely on the cold side. You don't want all that wind for tomorrow, as our temperatures will not get out of the teens. And the wind gusts, as you can see, you saw 30 plus here. Gust by Saturday morning up into the mid-20s. And gust could still, up until the evening there, could gust over 20 to 25 miles an hour. So the snow showers continue for the evening. They gradually taper off after midnight to some lake effect, mainly east of Marquette. So that will continue into Saturday afternoon. And then on Saturday night and into Sunday, everything finally tapers off. We get some sunshine in here. Snowfall amounts through midnight will be an additional 1 to 2 inches, and then maybe another ½ inch or so to 1 inch as we head on toward daybreak on Saturday. Maybe another 1 to 2 missing toward Newberry for Saturday with the lake effect. But temperatures definitely dropping into the single digits and lower teens, and not getting out of the teens for tomorrow. Some scattered snow showers as well. Best chances again with that lake effect flow between Marquette and Newberry. We do warm up nicely. Look at that. We probably double our high as we head towards Sunday to near 30 degrees and quickly into the low 40s on Monday, looking pretty good. Tuesday now looking more rain, less snow, so maybe not as sloppy. And while we get cooler, notice we don't get colder, still holding in the 30s for the rest of next week.
Tom, thank you. Today is Rare Disease Day, raising awareness for the 300 million people living with rare and difficult to diagnose conditions. Michael George shows us a new effort to finally give some answers to people searching for a diagnosis.
Rebecca Haber has been suffering from a serious health condition her whole life, but no one could tell her what that condition was.
I went to every possible hospital, type of doctor in the tri-state area. I mean, you name it, I've seen those providers, and everything always came back inconclusive.
The mystery ailment limited her height and her mobility. After decades of doctor's visits, she gave up looking for the cause. But when she was 7 months pregnant, Dr. Mafalda Barbosa at Mount Sinai gave her some surprising news.
She said, "We have answers for you." And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm almost 31 years old. You have answers? Like, you know how many doctors I've been to?"
Rebecca was diagnosed with skeletal dysplasia, and while it is genetic, she thankfully didn't pass it on to her son. It's estimated millions of Americans live with rare diseases that can't be identified.
The need is tremendous.
Dr. Bruce Gelb is co-director of the new Mount Sinai Center for Undiagnosed Diseases. Funded by a federal grant, the group aims to be the detectives of medicine, using genetic testing to diagnose the undiagnosable.
We know that rare diseases overall are something like 3% of the population, and only a fraction of those people actually know what they have.
Dr. Gelb believes they could potentially solve a third of the cases they review. For Rebecca, while her condition has no cure, just getting a diagnosis made a world of difference.
It's a relief, 100% a relief. It's changed my life, so I hope it can change other people's lives as well.
Potentially giving people who have lost hope something they've been searching for, some answers.
Coming up next on Insights, we're joined by the founder and president of Spread Goodness Day with their annual gala taking place this March. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. begins at Aspirus Health. Bringing out the better in all of us.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Too much online betting? So what? We need to pay rent, buy books, blah, blah, blah.
This isn't gonna end well. Don't regret the bet. For tips that can help, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
New to Medicare? Recently moved or losing coverage? Then let us help break it down for you. First up, we have Medicare Part A. Consider your hospital insurance as your safety net, covering inpatient hospital stays, skilled nursing facilities, hospice care, and some home health care. It's the help for your peace of mind, ensuring that you get the care you may need when you need it. And now let's talk about Medicare Part B, your medical insurance. This is your key to most preventative services, outpatient care and doctor visits, from flu shots to screenings. Part B, you're at the forefront of proactive health care. If you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan, the plan may provide all of your Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B coverage, and it is designed with you in mind, providing a wide array of coverage options for personalized care. Review your Medicare coverage options, ensuring it aligns with your evolving healthcare needs, from flu shots to screenings.
Call 800-208-7175. 800-208-7175.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Next month, Spread Goodness Day will return with their first ever gala. Joining us tonight on Insights is president and founder of Spread Goodness Day, Anna Dravelin. Anna, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, first, tell me, how did this all start?
The gala or the Goodness Day?
Spread Goodness Day. Let's start there.
Spread Goodness Day was kind of born out of my when I was in college, I started volunteering to build my resume, and then I became addicted to nonprofits and events and fundraising, and I found such a joy in volunteering, and I felt very empowered by it. And I also was volunteering for like 5 or 6 at a time, so I wanted to create something that supported all of these things naturally and invited other people to find that in themselves, to feel that great empowerment and enjoy what volunteering can really mean and doing good for our community.
Excellent. Sounds fantastic. So this will be the first gala, though, so tell us about that.
Yes. So I'm really excited. One of my good friends and board members, Sarah Tulula, is the owner of Mandel Events and Weddings, and her and some of my friends have made it very possible. We're going to put on a semi-formal, formal gala. It's all about spreading goodness. So there's no raffle or auction. Donated gift, we are asking only for gift cards for donations, and every single person that walks in the door is going to get a surprise gift card. So immediately you are guaranteed to win something fantastic from a local business, and we're spreading goodness to them by giving a gift card. So they have to go in and learn about the business, fall in love, find a new favorite store. So it's food from Lake Superior Smokehouse and Bar, so they are amazing if you haven't experienced their food. And it's really going to be a really lighthearted night of dancing and music and fun and spreading goodness. So there'll be a lot of surprises for the guests. And in the middle of it all, we're going to raise money for another nonprofit, because one of our other missions is to help other nonprofits that help people survive with more goodness.
Sure.
So we're having a celebrity pie smash in honor of Pie Day, and 4 brave local faces have volunteered. We're going to do live bidding, and the highest bidder gets to hit them in the face with pie. And 100% of that money will go to 6 Feet Over, supporting families of suicide.
Excellent. Sounds great. What day is Spread Goodness Day, before I forget?
March 14th. So they're both on the same day this year. It's the first year that Spread Goodness Day has fallen on Pie Day, which is 3.14 for the people who are not nerds. So we're very excited we're spreading goodness to infinity and encouraging people to do it with pie.
Excellent. All right. And Anna, tell me, what do you want people to keep in mind on Spread Goodness Day?
That it's, of course, it's never been about spreading goodness only on one day. Of course, spread goodness every day, all day, every moment. But it's to celebrate it together, and when we do it together and showcase this really absolute power we have to change the world in just one day. And that's been demonstrated year after year of the 7 years we've had it. So it's about the impact. You don't have to share it. You don't have to post it online. There's no rules here. We just want you to spread goodness epically and thoughtfully, and even make a plan to do it on purpose. It can help. It'll not only help your community, it's good for your health, and it also is good for the health of anybody who witnesses your act of kindness. They get the exact same health benefits just witnessing your kindness. So why not?
Excellent. Sounds fantastic.
Yes.
Anna, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Looking forward to spreading goodness on Spread Goodness
Yes,
Day.
thank you.
And Mike Ludlam has your sports headlines when we come back. He gives us an update on individual finals in high school wrestling. We'll be right back.
Every day in this small town, we meet people at their worst.
We take the hits together. That's what it's all about.
This place is a way of giving you new family.
Looking forward to it.
These are our people. We have to go get them.
We're gonna get you out of there.
We need to go now.
I got you.
I know you do.
Fire Country is all new CBS tonight and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Here's a business looking for a customer. Here's a customer looking for a business. And that's where the Better Business Bureau comes in. The BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. That's why 80% of people choose BBB accredited businesses over non-accredited ones with the same A+ letter rating. Live happily, better after. Always look for the sign of a better business because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
The UP 200 was a race to remember, and 19 News had you covered. All the highlights, top finishers, and behind-the-scenes moments you saw nowhere else. The stories, the champions, the thrill. Only on 19 News, your top source for UP 200 action.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
The Window Store Home Improvement Center is your clear choice for quality products and expert installation. We have a thorough and seamless process, start to finish. From the moment you meet our friendly staff, you'll be amazed by their attention to detail. Our team of experienced professionals take pride in their work, and with our 2-year warranty on all installations, you'll have peace of mind knowing your investment is protected. Plus, we service the entire Upper Peninsula. Your clear choice is the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. The high school boys basketball district final schedule has changed for 5 Upper Peninsula teams. Let's take a look. In Division 1, Marquette and Traverse City West will now play tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, or tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock at the Barb Krill Gymnasium. In Division 4, out in the Eastern UP, Newberry and Brimley, along with Cedarville Detour and Pickford, will play at 6 o'clock because of the snow out in that direction. I can tell you that Kingsford leads Negaunee 14-6 in Division 2 after one quarter. Baraga is up 19-13 on Dollar Bay in Division 4 in the second quarter. To high school hockey, your schedule for this weekend has not changed. In Division 3, Sault Ste. Marie and Jeffers will meet at Lakeview Arena in Marquette Saturday at 1 o'clock. In Division 2, Flint Powers and Marquette will meet Saturday at 6:45 p.m. at the Saginaw Bay Ice Arena. The winners from those games tomorrow will be reseeded before the semifinal matchups are announced, and those will be announced on Sunday. Elsewhere in the state individual wrestling tournament at Ford Field, the Upper Peninsula had 29 wrestlers going into today. Only 3 of them are still undefeated with a chance of winning a state title. In Division 3 at 175 pounds, Max Sundquist of Kingsford is doing well. Also in Division 3 at 190 pounds, Trevor Thorbon of Gladstone also is 2-0. And Cooper Rabb of North Central is 2-0 at 126 pounds in Division 4. State bowling, the Westwood girls in Division 3 are 4th and are still taking part in their competition. Iron Mountain boys excused in 9th and Ishpeming-Nagauti girls excused in 11th. In the state competitive cheer competition in Division 4, Hanover Horton is your state champion. Norway came in 8th. Turning to Big Ten basketball from last night. Michigan fans, you know what, something, Kevin, and you know something about this too. Michigan always wants to top Michigan State at something, anything, everything. Well, it was a good game last night. Will Shetter had a good basket there in the first half, put the Wolverines up by a point over Rutgers. Dylan Harper with a driving slam, and all of a sudden Rutgers had a 10-point lead. But we jump to the second half now, and Tyson Akoff will step back and hit a three-pointer for the Scarlet Knights, and the next thing you know, it's 68-60. Now, Danny Wolf is going to get a layup for Michigan. That will cut the deficit down to 2 points at 74-72. Then Vladislav Golden will have a dunk coming up here. And that tied the game at 78. That with 3.6 seconds left and down one. Danny Wolf, now Mari Burnett for 3. Game winner. Wolverines take this one 84-82. Yep, just try to keep up with the Spartans. That away, Maisie Blue. Kevin, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Now let's turn it on over to the Upper Goddess to hear how to make a great meatloaf.
Hi. Dean, we're talking about one of your favorite things.
Yes, we are.
Meatloaf?
Yep.
You used to hate it, you used to tell me that. And one time he told the kids so many times he hated meatloaf, I told my son we were having meatloaf for dinner and he started to cry. Yeah. Anyway, we love it now, but I wanted to talk about when you make your meatloaf. Everyone has their own recipe. But my rule is for every pound of meat, you have 1 egg. So this was a 3.5-pound meatloaf that I made. And it was like 3 pounds, 8 ounces. So I actually put another egg. So I had like 4 eggs. And I had 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs, which I make my own breadcrumbs, So I wanted to show you just some things you can do with leftover meatloaf. Now look at what we did here. This is like a grilled cheese, but it's a grilled meatloaf sandwich. How good does that look? That's your dinner. Are you excited?
Yep.
And here's my dinner. An open-faced meatloaf sandwich with my pickled jalapenos on it. How good does that look? And also the other thing you can do is just take a bun. I made these buns. Aren't they gorgeous? Do you like my buns? Yay. So, you know, you can just almost have like a meatloaf hamburger. And of course I would put ketchup on it because I like ketchup on my meatloaf. And this is the bread I made. I'm totally into sourdough. I get so excited. I should try to do a video on it, but it literally takes like 2 days to do a loaf. But it's super fun. You have to do your own starter. And look at what I made to go with our meatloaf sandwiches. Beans. Your favorite, Dean. So should I stop talking so you can eat?
You got her.
Give it a try. Keep smiling.
Now don't go away. Tom DeVecchio has your final look at weather after this.
Gold Bond Believes Touch says everything. It says, I see you. I feel you. And I know you. Gold Bond. Get in touch with irresistibly touchable skin.
With Reynolds Wrap, cooking becomes so easy, you can feel like the chef of your kitchen. Easy prep, easy cook, easy clean. Reynolds Wrap.
Hi friends, Richard Karn here. Now I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Imagine for less than a cup of coffee a day, Choice Home Warranty can help protect you from expensive major system and appliance breakdowns that your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover.
Call Choice Home Warranty now and get access to a nationwide network of over 15,000 technicians and the latest appointment setting technology so you'll know when they're on their way.
So, do what this old DIYer did and call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen, and laundry appliances, and more. Call for your free quote today. Call in the next 5 minutes and get your first month free. 800-418-1754. 800-418-1754.
Snow bands continue this evening. Watch for those slick and icy roads with that quick temperature drop and the additional snowfall. Going to more lake effect bands here east of Marquette into Newberry, but west of Sault Ste. Marie where some additional accumulations can be expected. Another 1 to 3 between now and midnight for the area, and then most of the snow should be done after that. Teens on Saturday, 30 Sunday, 43 on Monday, so a quick warm-up that will go into early next week. Kevin?
Tom, thank you, and that's all we have for now. More headlines for you at 11:10 Central. We'll see you then.